So what I like about the ACES program is it's a collaboration effort between different organizations that focus on what they're good at. So at Athletes USA, we're connected to 20,000 coaches here in the States, about 3,000 universities, and we've helped over 3,000 athletes globally come to the States, to schools like Stanford, UCLA, UAB, Florida State. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. But to get those big scholarships that every athlete wants from us, there's several things that have to happen before, some stages. And two of those big components are education and sporting ability. Depending on how well those are, it depends on how much big scholarship you can get on the end of it. So what we're doing with Soto Grande International School is working with them to help get the education to a standard that we need to get those big schools you're looking for. And then what Jason Floyd's doing at the Jason Floyd Academy, he's getting that golf ready. You can't go to play at Stanford or a school like Stanford if your golf isn't at a certain par. And what Jason does really well is help the athletes reach that level. Then I get that passed over to my team. We're able then to package that and then market you to the coaches in a way that will get you the scholarships that you guys deserve so your dreams can come true.
How did you join forces with Team Soto?
I've been lucky enough to know Dan and Vicky since I was 10 years old. So when you grow up with people, you tend to know what their values are, how they work, their work ethic, what makes them tick basically. And all of the values that both Dan and Vicky have at Soto are exactly the values we have at TennisSmart, with wanting to help the next generation of British tennis players.
How closely do you work with Soto?
That's what's so great about it, really. We work with making sure that they're on track with their tennis progress with the placement, making sure that Dan is aware of all the academic needs that a player might have when going to America, and also just what coaches are looking for. Dan obviously went to LSU, so he has a lot of knowledge, and he's also very highly respected out in America. So to be able to put those two things together makes for a good package when we're trying to sell a player.
How many Soto players do you place a year?
We're probably getting about 3 to 4 players now from Soto, which just shows how incredible the structure is there. It's unusual for an academy or a club to really develop that many high-level college players. So even now as I speak, we have a former Soto player, Emily Smith, currently playing the final of NCAAs, which is a huge achievement and very few actually get to do it. So we're developing players at all levels. We have Ryan Gaskin, who's just returned from North Georgia after his first year out there. He's had a great time. He's felt that he's matured and he's learned a lot, and he's also understood why Dan and Vicky were kind of teaching them not only everything they need to know on the court, but everything they need to know in the classroom and everything from a social aspect. We had Ella Taylor, who went to LSU, which is obviously where Dan graduated from. Diamond in the rough, someone who was a late developer. LSU trusted Dan enough for Ella to actually get into LSU, a top team, and she did great out there. So there's just some wonderful student athletes coming out of Soto. Joe Smitherman, another one, graduated from Niagara, went to Bath Universities to complete his masters, and now has his own skincare range. So when you look through all of these different players that they produce, they're not only top tennis but they're top academic, and they have a whole host of things to offer.
Once a player is placed, do you work with them through the college process, throughout college and graduation?
Yeah, we look after them through everything. So I tend to meet players before the age of 16, work with Dan. They are doing exactly what they need to do academically with the Soto Grande International School, making sure they're on track with their grades, they're doing the right SAT or ACT. So we make sure that when they build their profile, we come to talk to coaches, that they're actually in the perfect place they need to be recruited. Once they get out to America, we monitor and mentor them throughout their 4 years at university. A lot of them go back to Soto in the summer to train and just to kind of have a recap and stay within what they're developing with the coaches in America. Dan has a very good relationship with many of the coaches, so there's a continuity between the college coach and the coaching team at Soto, which again furthers development. Once they've graduated, a lot again go back to Soto to train. If they want to go pro, there's a training base there for them. If they want to coach, there's always internship opportunities for coaching with Soto, so they can learn from the best, really. And for Tennis Smart, we have Pursue Career, where we will actually help you edit your CV, teach you how to interview, and then we'll have companies come for our players and hire them, basically. So we're going to look after you through every transition, and that's why it's great with Soto, because they have exactly that in mind.